we have Ian Hatton. He usually spends Thursday evenings, wait for this, colonizing Mars with his Global Gaming Alliance. Except for Pecha Kucha Johannesburg Thursday nights. He's a conscious leadership authority who has mentored, inspired thousands of leaders from over 100 countries. He's an international keynote speaker, widely loved, and the Professional Speakers Association of Southern Africa has inducted him into its Educators Hall of Fame. He's the author of Lead Like Morpheus, the book that is changing the face of leadership as we know it. Let's listen to Ian Hatton talk about absolute leadership, your strategic edge, simplified.
I'd like to take you on a bit of a journey, a bit of a path, a bit of an adventure. I don't know if it's on an aeroplane or in a motor car, but whatever it is, why don't you just fasten your seatbelts, put your tray tables away, get your seat backs in the upright position, and let's go on a journey. My name is Morpheus, and I am your guide on this journey. Morpheus, the god of dreams. Morpheus, the one who awakens dreams in others. Morpheus, the one who believes when others have stopped believing. Morpheus is not the hero, but the one who raises up the hero. And so I want you to join me in going through a door to awaken you to three things. I want to awaken you to an incredible reality. I want to awaken you to a horrible nightmare. I want to awaken you to a beautiful dream of what you could do. So let's start with this vivid reality. What is this vivid reality? Well, the vivid reality is that conscious leadership works. I don't know how you feel right now about the state of leadership in the world, in this country, in the election we're about to have. But maybe we need a new way of doing things. Maybe it could be a strategic edge for you as a parent, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as a manager, as a teacher, whichever way you influence. Maybe you need a strategic edge. And let's talk about that. And I'm going to give you three examples. First example, growth in client engagement. Really simple, right? Well, through conscious leadership, we got our salespeople to change the way that they dealt with the clients. And here's the interesting result. In 2 years, we grew from 35 million to 150 million. What about social investment, community investment? We had a fundraising year where we, through conscious leadership, got things engaged, and in a membership of less than 200 people, we raised 120,000 rands in 1 year, doubling the previous record. What about staff engagement? Doing a product launch where for 2 years afterwards, we would mobilize the entire staff to launch a product. For 2 years afterwards, every quarter we broke the previous quarter's record. But now, let me take you to the terrible nightmare. The terrible nightmare is called unconscious leadership. You're familiar with this. You come across it all the time. You see it on the television, you hear it in the newspapers, you see it in business, you see it in politics. But maybe you can identify with some of this. Let me ask you some questions. You ever felt like the pressure is coming from the outside all the time? Everything, whether it's chasing a profit target or a result, or your people or your clients, everybody is pushing you from the outside. And that results in two types of leadership. The first one is called the survivor mode leader. Survivor. Where you're just trying to handle this pressure. You're trying to make it through every day. It's so difficult. And the pressure is on you. You can't take leave. You can't do anything else. But then you get the opposite, which is the striver mode. And in the striver mode, here it's all about, I just got to work harder. I just got to work harder. I just got to try harder. And I've got to try harder and try harder. But it's relentless from the outside. And the result of these two, some people think, well, let's do something in between. I'm going to focus on my people and I'm going to focus on the profits. And then somehow it just becomes overwhelming because it's still all coming from the outside. You see, the conscious leader has built capacity on the inside. And that's what we're looking for. And that's the beautiful dream that I want to awaken you to. The possibility of what is conscious leadership. And I'm going to introduce it from 4 perspectives. What does it mean to be a conscious leader? And maybe this is your dream for what you can do to influence your circles. Maybe this is the answer. The first thing about conscious leadership, and some of you are going to go, oh no, is conscious leadership is love. It's leadership based on love. So why? What's this about? Well, you see, it's not based on niceness. I think niceness sometimes is the opposite of love. Love, you see, addresses the real needs of our people. And that results in a healthier environment. Just as a simple example, over the last 5 years, I've lost 70 kilograms. You know, conscious leadership is health. Conscious leadership is vitality because it's based on the inner capacity. And as I've already suggested, conscious leadership is wealth. So conscious leadership is love, it is health, it is wealth. Because it creates that capacity that, yes, we can deal with all these pressures based on our capacity on the inside. But you know what else? Conscious leadership is fun. Every time I've been involved in leading conscious teams, we have had the most fun ever. In fact, we would get people who were listening on the Zoom calls going, was that a meeting or was that a comedy show? Because everybody was laughing so much. You see, conscious leadership is so much fun because we connect with the humanity of our people. So which do you want? Do you want the beautiful dream? Do you want the nightmare? What would your choice be? Where would you like to go with your life and your influence? Are you prepared to consider conscious leadership? Or are you one who wants to take the blue pill and forget about everything I've just said and carry on the way you were? Or would you like to take the red pill and embark on the journey of becoming a more conscious leader than ever before? It's your choice.